Hey, Oasis here. Recently, I've taken interest in recruitment software, specifically enterprise recruitment software, and I came across a concept called pre recorded interviews, which is basically submitting a video of you answering questions um, along with your resume. And I found that concept very interesting because I do think that each and every candidate's application should have a human side to it. And there's one question that popped up in my mind when I heard about this, and that was how exactly do recruiters go through each and every single interview? Because I'm pretty sure if you give candidates an opportunity to submit a video along with their application, obviously there's going to be lots of interviews flooding in. And from my research, what I found out was that most recruiters probably just browse through because it would be unrealistic to think that they watch each and every single video. So I decided to create a small system which summarizes, analyzes, and aggregates these interviews using AI. And so, as you can see, this is my user interface. It's quite simple because this is a minimum viable product and it has four core features. So, the first one would be the interactive transcript, which, as you can see, actually diarizes the speech. So it checks who differentiates the interviewer from the interviewee, right? And then you have the interactive summary right here, which is a summary of each and every single section, not just the entire video. So you got timestamps over here. And then you have the resume relevance, because I do realize that most recruiters have a resume open along with the interview and they're constantly referring to it. So if there's anything that's mentioned in the interview of particular interest, they'll go through the resume PDF and check for more information over there. And then we have the the keywords that the recruiter may be interested in. So I'm just going to go ahead and play the video, and I want you to notice the movement of these sections right here.
Hi, I'm Maria. Thank you for coming to interview with us today. Let's just go ahead and get started with a quick introduction. Could you tell me a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. First of all, thank you so much.
So as you can see, it's moving along with the video, with the video sidebar right here. And another feature that the system has is you can click on a section and it's going to lead you to that particular video, plus all the other sections are going to sync up. So for example, if I just click this right here, everything kind of just syncs up. It's a simple system, but it's quite powerful, especially the summary, because you can kind of browse through and see any sections of particular interest. So this one says that the interview led a project at the Boston Consulting Group having to do with real estate. So let's go ahead and play that just to see how accurate it really is.
Yeah, the one that I can think of is when I was working at the Boston Consulting Group. There, I was leading a big real estate occupancy project where I wanted to essentially showcase what the attendance of each office looked like. What I had to do was then automate the process for a lot of the partners so that they have like a dashboard that they can like manipulate and change and look at the data. So I had to work with a large team, 15 different developers, software engineers.
There you go. As you can see, it's quite accurate. And there's other sections as well right here. And another thing I would like to touch on again is the classification of the speaker using AI. So as you can see, there's the interviewer.
Oh, wow, that sounds like a very impressive background.
And then there's the interviewee.
Yeah, my reasons for joining it.
And the process behind this is actually quite memory intensive. It uses a process called speech diarization, which is this specific neural network, quite memory intensive. And so I did all of these beforehand, but it can also be done. I guess it can be done in real time. It would probably take 4 to 5 minutes for an interview of 7 minutes. Yeah. And then obviously we have the resume relevance, right? So say, for
consulting firm or
example, you're interested in this particular section,
a supplier of generators from France.
supplier of generator from France. So I'm just going to go ahead and copy this right here. And then I have Andre's resume, which I just paste. And as you can see, we have the relevant section. And from here, you can identify what the project was and when it was done, and just get all that information. So yeah, and we also have the keywords. So these are keywords that a recruiter might be particularly interested in. Um, for example, supply chain optimization. I've included a total of 3 interviews, so you can just go ahead and experiment around, right? And as for the resumes, I've also included the resumes of these 3 candidates, which I will attach the link to in the video description. So yeah, I'd also like to touch on the architecture a bit. So I already explained the speech diarization and how I did it. For the LLM, I'm using DeepSeek. I'm pretty sure we've all heard of DeepSeek. From a platform called OpenRouter, because I didn't want to host it locally. That would be very memory intensive. And for the RAG flow, for the for basically the pipeline for this LLM, I've used Llama Index, which is a pretty popular retrieval augmented index generation library. So yeah, that's that.